Hey everybody, welcome to the Lakers Nation newsfeed. My name is Trevor Lane, senior writer for LakersNation.com, your home for everything Lakers. Today's show is brought to you by Fanatics. Head over to fanatics.com/LakersNation and get free shipping on all your latest Lakers gear. Awesome site. Go check them out. Fanatics.com/LakersNation. Get all your Lakers gear for the holidays coming up. And again, get free shipping just because you listen to this show. And we always appreciate when you support the companies that support us. So again, go check them out. Fanatics.com/LakersNation. Okay, so today we are connecting the dots between a couple of different things that are going on with the Lakers right now. And of course, there's always drama surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. And that's part of what makes them such an amazing team to follow. But a few things. I want to get into a trade rumor, and I also want to get into Kevin Durant's quote. I'm sure by now you've probably heard what Kevin Durant had to say. This was from Rick Bucher of Bleacher Report. Here's the direct quote. Kevin Durant says, "So much hype comes from being around LeBron from other people. He has so many fanboys in the media. Even the beat writers just fawn over him. I'm like, we're playing basketball here, and it's not even about basketball at certain points. So I get why anyone wouldn't want to be part of that environment because it's toxic, especially when the attention is BS attention. Fluff. It's not LeBron's fault at all. It's just the fact that you have so many groupies in the media that love to hang on every word. Just get out of the way and let us play basketball." Now, Durant did not say BS, but this is a family show, so I edited that. But otherwise, that is a direct quote. Man, so Kevin Durant is calling the situation with LeBron James toxic. That's got to sting a little bit, considering the Lakers will have just enough cap space this next summer to offer Kevin Durant a max contract. And Kevin Durant gets the full 10-year max, the biggest contract that he could potentially get. And so Kevin Durant doesn't sound too enthused about the idea of playing basketball with LeBron James because of the circus that comes with LeBron James. And he says part of it is the media, that beat writers fawn over LeBron James. Well, of course they fawn over LeBron James. I mean, he is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Some people are going to make the argument that he is the greatest. I don't know if I'm there just yet, but some people will make the argument that he's the greatest. I think most people would put him, in the top 5 at the least? They'd probably put him in their top 5, maybe, I guess at the very worst, top 10. So, of course, people are going to fawn over LeBron James. Come on, KD. Everybody's going to be excited to be around a player that has that kind of legacy that they're building right now. So, and he does make the point that it's not even about basketball at certain points. Yeah, hey, LeBron does get covered like crazy. But again, it's because of who he is and because of this reputation that he's built. And yeah, every single thing that LeBron James does becomes news. That's just the way it is, right? I mean, that's the media coverage. That is modern society. That's the way things are. Hey, LeBron James is a topic that people are interested in, so LeBron James is going to get covered a lot. Now, could that be frustrating for his teammates? Sure, absolutely. I mean, is there a point where players get sick of being asked about LeBron? Yeah, definitely. That's going to happen. There's also this thing that's been going on for a while now where LeBron James doesn't get criticized. Right? You see Kevin Love get criticized. You see Chris Bosh get criticized. I'm talking about his previous stops in Cleveland and in Miami. You see the other players on the team take heat or take flack, whereas LeBron doesn't. LeBron is beyond reproach. And I can't say that's totally happening with the LA media, because I've seen plenty of LA media members calling out LeBron for his poor effort on defense at times. Right? Even though the Lakers have been starving for a superstar, it feels like for years now, you still see LA media members that are calling out LeBron James on certain things. But yeah, is it in general a very positive era around LeBron James, or a positive spin from the media? Sure. Yeah, but again, it's because he's LeBron James. You've got a Lakers team that is finally winning again, and there's that positive element in the city of Los Angeles. This is something the Lakers fans have been waiting for a long time, to have the Lakers winning once again. And so, of course, that's going to be celebrated, and a lot of that is because of LeBron James coming to L.A. Let's face it, if LeBron isn't here and the Lakers have the same team as last season, their record doesn't look the way it does right now. No question. So, yes, Kevin Durant, there's going to be a media frenzy around LeBron James because of all those things I just mentioned. And that may be reason why players might not want to play with him. Sure. Okay, and Kevin Durant's absolutely right, and everybody has their own individual opinion, and he is personally entitled to it. He can believe that media attention makes it a tough environment to play in. Okay, and it may be a very valid concern, and maybe that's something that he doesn't want. Now, if that's something that he doesn't want, and that's something he's concerned about, why would he go to a team that had just set the record for a number of games won in a single season and already has all these other stars, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green? They're going to get a ton of attention. So Kevin Durant saying that the attention that LeBron James brings is too high of a level and it makes the environment toxic is a little bit of kind of the pot calling the kettle black, because this is basically the environment that Durant is in right now. Everything the Warriors do is definitely scrutinized or is definitely covered. So, I mean, maybe Kevin Durant is saying that he's going to be leaving Golden State and going to a team that doesn't get that much coverage. Maybe he'll go to the Utah Jazz. I don't know. Maybe he needs to find a team that has less media coverage. Obviously, I mean, if he feels this way about LeBron James, you would have to think that in free agency then it wouldn't interest him to go to, say, the New York Knicks, where the media attention is going to be just as bad. But in general, this is a concerning statement just from a Lakers point of view, because it would seem to suggest that Kevin Durant is not interested in playing with LeBron James because of all the attention that comes with him. I mean, that's not a good thing, again, for a Lakers team that is set up specifically to land Kevin Durant. Now, look, hey, there's lots of other options out there. There's other ways they can go. Maybe they make a trade for Anthony Davis, which George Sedano of ESPN believes is going to happen. He said that on our full-length podcast just this last week. You've got Kawhi Leonard will be a free agent. Klay Thompson, of course, will be a free agent. Jimmy Butler, all these other players that are going to be out there, right? So if Durant is off the table, if Durant says no, I'm not signing up to be part of the LeBron circus, hey, that's fine. That's on him. That's his decision. He can certainly make that. But there are other options on the table. Okay, so there's other ways the Lakers can go, even if Durant isn't there. But again, toxic environment. That's not a good thing. So let's talk about that a little bit. What if none of those players come? What if none of these players want to go to the Lakers because they feel the way Kevin Durant does, that it's a toxic environment, or just that the circus surrounding LeBron makes it something that is unappealing to go be a part of, right? Which is, I mean, that's possible, not outside the realm of possibility there. So let's say that's the case. And players also see an aging LeBron. Now, here's the thing. You know, a lot of people have said, what young player wants to go play with LeBron James, right? I mean, look, LeBron James is turning 34 in December here, in just a few weeks. So there's no getting around that. And people talk about, and Durant has talked about, how players had to change their games to fit in with LeBron. And this is another direct quote from KD. He said, like young players that are still developing, it's always going to be hard because he being LeBron, the ball so much. He demands control of the offense, and he creates for everybody. And Durant believes, and I'm sure other players do too, that to play with LeBron is to change up your whole game. And for a younger player, you may not want to do that. A guy like Kawhi, who's already coming into his own. Okay, maybe a guy like Klay Thompson, a guy like Jimmy Butler, these guys who are still in their 20s might not be that interested in going and teaming up with a LeBron James who's about to turn 34, even though he appears to be ageless right now. Right? I mean, as I'm recording this, he just dropped, 42 points on the San Antonio Spurs. He is still producing at an insanely high level. But Father Time's undefeated, so maybe there's players who don't want to sign up long-term because of that factor as well. So let's say the Lakers aren't able to grab anybody. That would then shift their focus, because you can't just have LeBron and these young kids unless the young kids, I'm talking Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, unless one, two, more, however many of them really pop, unless they really hit that next level, you're not going to be contending for a championship. I don't think anybody's calling the Lakers contenders right now. They're fifth in the West. They're getting better. You've got to see a lot of positive things going on here, but I don't think they're quite championship contenders. I think most people would agree with that. So if the goal is to win championships with LeBron, and we know that's what the Lakers want to do, that would mean if they're not able to strike in free agency, which again is a big if, Magic Johnson has a lot of confidence that he is going to be able to, that would have to shift their focus more towards a trade. And that's where you could still use this cap space they're going to have, the $35+ million in cap space, to potentially absorb some salary in a deal. And there's a rumor that came out, and I'm not going to say it's a perfectly credible rumor because I don't know. I don't know the writer. It's a guy named Kevin Durant, writes for Bullets Forever. It's a Washington Wizards site. And I can't verify how connected this guy is, but he says in his piece, and it's been published, he says that he checked with 4 different sources and that varying elements of this deal are correct from these different sources. He checked with a few different agents, and he's checked with also a person within the Washington Wizards team, and it makes it sound like this is something real. And so here's the trade that apparently the Lakers have been talking about, according to this guy. I am very doubtful that this would really happen, but this is the trade. It would be Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, for John Wall. Now, that trade in and of itself, I think, would be a complete non-starter because it takes the Lakers out of contention for any of the top free agents. It eats up all their cap space, or at least a good chunk of it, to where they wouldn't be able to toss out a max offer. So right off the bat, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Magic Johnson believes he can sell free agents. He just sold LeBron James this past summer. So for him to kind of throw in the towel on that whole idea now, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very Lakers thing to do. But what if at this point the Lakers are hearing, and I'm not saying they are, I'm just saying hypothetically, are hearing that these top free agents, Kawhi, maybe he wants to stay in Toronto. Maybe they're hearing that Kevin Durant isn't going to come. Maybe they're hearing that Jimmy Butler isn't going to come. If they start hearing these things, then this is the type of deal that they could eventually do. Now, I believe that they would attempt to sign these guys first in free agency this next summer in July before making this kind of a move. But this is something that they could do. They could look to absorb some salary, find a very good player, and bring them in to help LeBron. Now, of course, this story also says that Rich Paul, who is LeBron's agent, is trying to find deals to bring talent in to help LeBron win right now, which, okay, may or may not be true, but at this point, the Lakers seem committed to having cap space, and trying to bring in talent to help right now while still maintaining cap space next summer is really hard to do. So if you do a trade now, it has to be the home run move. It has to be the move that's going to push you into the NBA Finals. And I only see one move that can do that, and that's Anthony Davis. And I don't think that's going to happen until the Pelicans have had a chance to offer Anthony Davis a supermax contract next summer. And if he declines that, then yes, game on. I think Anthony Davis would then have to be on the trade block because the Pelicans would know he wasn't going to stick around. So that's what's going to happen first. I don't see Anthony Davis being traded at the deadline because of that. So again, next summer, though, could the Lakers look to make this kind of a move? Now, again, you can debate all day whether Ingram and Ball and KCP, whether that's worth giving up in order to get John Wall. I'd personally say no. But again, it's maybe debatable. John Wall is a very good player still. He's certainly got his solid qualities and all of that, but he's probably not the piece that a lot of Lakers fans were hoping for. So this is the kind of move that they could make if the sentiment out there echoes what Kevin Durant is saying, and that's that players don't want to go deal with the LeBron circus, that it's a toxic environment, that the media frenzy around LeBron makes it difficult, that LeBron doesn't take the blame, that a lot of players around him have to change their games and all that kind of stuff. And there's some degree of truth to that. So if that's the case, then this isn't an alternate option. Now, again, I don't put a lot of stock into this report from Kevin Durant. Who knows? Maybe it happens. It can't happen, by the way, until December 15th because KCP is not eligible to be traded until then. And he also has a de facto no trade clause because he'd be giving up his bird rights if he was traded. So there'd be a lot of hurdles to clear, let me tell you, in order for that specific deal to go down, or really any deal involving KCP or these pieces. But in any event, this is a way you could see the Lakers pivot. And maybe it's not for John Wall. It could be for somebody else. But maybe they look to package one, maybe two of their young guys, whoever's fitting, whoever's not. And that's why we've said all along this is very much an audition season for the young players. Because if the Lakers strike out in free agency, they may have to move some of these young pieces to get some guys who can win now. And you can argue whether or not that's the right thing to do, but they may need to do something like that in order to get some more win now pieces for LeBron James, depending on how the rest of the season plays out, of course. And then if they do, let's say that they get a Kevin Durant, let's say they get a Kawhi Leonard, somebody like that, they could still look to flip some of these young players in order to add even more talent. They could still make a trade. They just wouldn't be able to absorb that much salary because they would have already burned through it. So this summer, if the Lakers aren't able to land one of their top free agent choices, they could still make a move. They could actually absorb some salary and move away these young guys, which is being suggested here in this deal that was reported on this Washington Wizards site. Again, I'm not putting a ton of stock into that. I don't think that's a trade that will happen. I don't think it's a trade that should happen, but it's the kind of deal that they could potentially look to if Durant's sentiments are correct, and a lot of NBA players agree with him that they don't want to deal with the LeBron circus. This would be a way to bring in talent and still make a move going forward. All right, guys, that's a lot. I know I threw a lot at you with the Kevin Durant talk and then this whole trade rumor and kind of how the Lakers could pivot and everything. Hopefully it was informative. Appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget, head over to fanatics.com/LakersNation for free shipping, and you can get all your great Lakers gear. And head over to LakersNation.com, your home for everything Lakers. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know. Give me your thoughts, your comments. If you're checking this out on our YouTube channel, go ahead and comment below. If you're on LakersNation.com, we've got a comment section there. Let me know. Fire at me. Let me know what you guys think. Always appreciate your comments and your thoughts. My name's Trevor Lane. You can find me on Twitter at Trevor_Lane. Until next time, see ya.